be out and about, but here goes another situation. Yeah. Man, you know something, man? I really, I've really been through a lot in life, you know, and I see life for what it is. I recognize that there's a power greater than myself. I believe that I'm a part of that power. So, you know, I put my best foot forward and I just keep marching on. But I understand when a young person who's 14, 15, going through life struggles without guidance, without a real male role model to emulate, you start to wander and emulate those who you believe to be most exciting, you know, and that's what you become. Because when you get to a point when you feel as though that it's hopeless out here, it triggers, you know, it triggers something in you. It takes you to places, man, that without wisdom or without guidance, man, it's like a fight that you can't win. I know in life we go through a lot, man, you know, and a lot of trauma. And when trauma compounds against other traumas, and when you cage that in, it becomes combustible. You explode. You do things that you normally wouldn't do. You think abnormal. You think in a way that you allow your anger to drive your thinking. And when that happens, man, you're unpredictable. And when you're unpredictable, you become a threat. Now, what I'm going through right now is you know, it's scary, and it's the unknown. So the unknown is always scary. And the thing about it is, when you dwell on your past, that compounds the fear in you for what you're currently doing. See, the past is just what it is. It's the past. If you allow the past, or allow people to continuously keep you in your past, you start living your past, and then you're right back to where you was. That's how I think. I think that when you go through life struggles, That's all that is. It's a struggle. It's another obstacle to overcome. We have the power to overcome it. We have the wherewithal to overcome it. But a lot of times we think of the right here and the right now. That's when we make the bad decisions. The right here and the right now would never be. Nothing appears right here and right now. Everything that comes in reality is a process, no matter what it is. So when you think of right here and right now, you put yourself in a whirlwind where you're traveling backwards. And all your efforts in moving forward, that one incident takes you all the way back and land you in situations that you definitely don't want to be in. That comes from not being able to handle responding. When this situation happened, just like any situation, whether the initial feeling is fear, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to get it from. But see, if you're not properly prepared for those incidents and those episodes, that just compounds on the fear, and then you're wondering what is it that you're going to do. That's when you do something stupid. I've done that many times. Many times, man. When I officially came home, I said that the goal was to get off parole. It's 2016, I did that. Now, the goal, because I have no restraints, the goal is to accomplish my unaccomplishable. What I put out there, my dreams are big, my aspirations are big, so how I think is a little different from most. So, but see, I put those dreams out there because it drives me to obtain them. I'm not going to allow outside interference to interrupt me into attaining those goals. I'm not going to allow emotion to dictate my agenda. Thought dictates my agenda, not emotion. That is the key right there. When your thoughts dictates your agenda, that means that you properly prepared yourself for that account or whatever it is that came. But you thought about it. You contemplated on it. And you drew out a diaphragm that's will best suit you in obtaining that goal. And you go ahead and take the initial process that it takes to get there. But when you just say, I want it here and I want it now, that make you just go out and just take it. To be honest, that drives you to go out there and make strong moves. And you may get away with it, but the possibility of not, I believe, is greater than the possibility that it will. On that note, see, we got to be honest with ourselves. Are we really that type of person? I mean, just seek deep within and honestly ask yourself, am I really that type of person that will want to harm another person, to harm another black person? Am I really that person that causes death and destruction to my community? Am I really that person that this is what I want my children to see me as? You know, ask yourself that question and be honest with yourself. You know, a lot of times we just do things and we don't even think about that. We don't even think about the consequences. We don't even think about the effect that it'll cause. All we do is just do. And it's repetitious. Next thing you know, you got 5, 6 things that you done did that could possibly get you life in jail, and now you stuck behind a barrel because something gonna pop up. This ain't the day and the time where you can, get away with stuff. Eventually it's gonna come up because it's a lot of cameras. Everything is transparent, and somebody you told or whatever, but it's going to surface itself. Because I've done the consequences. I can't imagine you knowing or understanding the consequences if you've never been there. So I can't judge you for that. And we are doing a lot of judging with no real genuine input into all those years that they went through what they went through that got them to this point. Your emotions. Emotion is a powerful element. Powerful element. You know what I mean? It's one of the 7 dimensions that controls the mind. It's in our ecosystem. Emotion. Like we vibe off of waves, man. We are powerful because we are emotional people. And the reason why our adversaries can do what they do because they don't have real emotion like we do. Something has to be wrong. We have to indulge in the narcotics or other curriculum activities for us to really get like them, because we not them. We are an emotional, spiritual people. We feel like no other. Our woman feels like they got the heartbeat of the universe within their heart, man. I'm telling you. We are people that when we embrace you, we embrace you totally. That's us. That's us naturally. What people become, they have to, it's a process for them to get to that point. That's not a natural inclination. Love, compassion, that's our natural inclination. Not being a demon. especially us over here, in the city, in Philadelphia, in the East Coast, we live a certain way. And when we identify with others, we partake in their culture and we partake in their actions, especially when we respect their culture and we respect their actions. So, and we emulate them. And this is what you're saying. Man. Whenever we do something wrong, we know it's wrong. And we feel bad that it's wrong. But other feelings and other things just overtakes that. But initially, whatever we do, we know that it's wrong. That speaks volumes. That means we know what's right and what's wrong. It's in our ecosystem, it's in our DNA. So we can't say that we are bad people. We can't say that we're criminals or we're demons, because our natural inclination is that we are a compassionate, spiritual, emotional being. We feel because we are of the sun and of the earth. So we feel like the earth and like the sun. You dig? I want y'all to know something, man. That, I get on here, man, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to ingest a new thought that can bring about new seeds to plant and to grow. A lot of times when we look at present situations, we think of the drastic, we got to do the drastic thing, and we look for law enforcement to remedy what's going on in society, when that's just force against force. It's not going to work, especially in the Blue Wall of Silence Club. And we've been dealing with the police all our lives. So, that's not the remedy. That actually compounds it and makes it worse. The police forces to be the security of society. They're for the people. That's the initial value. Well, the initial value was to hunt and track down the slaves. That's what police was made for. So that's where they come. That's that history. So we can't expect them to be what they're not. We can't expect them, especially when they don't go through the training that they used to have to go through back in the day. So here they just come right out of their training and pit right on the streets. It was a process back then. The newbies had to be with an elder so they can guide and show them. See, that's the proper way of doing things. That's why I can't really blame what's going on this day and time to these young guys, because we expect them to be a particular way when we didn't train them to be that way. We didn't raise them to be that way. We left no positive role models for them to follow. We left nothing for them to pattern behind. But so they had to find their own way. They had to raise themselves. But we expect them to be perfect. We expect them to be better. How? If we wasn't properly raised and trained by, and didn't have the old heads and the elders that we had to guide us, we would have been worse than what we are. We gotta understand that we got to a point, man, where we skirted our responsibility in quest for that street. You know, that was our responsibility, and we skirted it. I know I did. And it took me away for a couple of decades. So while I'm away when they wanted to, what do I expect from them when I come back and they 19 and 20? What do I expect from them? How is it that they are to really hear and, in a way, respect, obey, or whatever, how you say it, but how is they to really, how is they really to respect me if I wasn't there their whole entire life? And I come home trying to dictate. I come home pointing fingers. You know, I was blessed because, you know, my kids' mothers and our families was so supportive. You know, I was truly blessed. You know, but you know, when I came home, I didn't come home pointing fingers. I didn't come home dictating. You know, what I did was I came home and I apologized. My kids will tell you, I apologize to my kids, to my baby moms. I apologize because I made a decision to do what I did to get me to where I was for that very long time. But that was me. So I accepted responsibility for my actions, and I apologized to my kids. Apologized for making that decisions. And what I did was I had dialogue with them. I talked with them, and I got them to understand why I made the decision that I made. I talked with them, and I got them to see what I went through while I was there. And I got them to open up about what they went through when I wasn't here. See, the only way that you can know and understand our kids today is to talk to them. Not accusing, not judging. Talk to them. Like, ask them. Because I know I've been away. I was in jail, so I had to ask them, well, you know, how was it when, you know, you was living with your mom coming up and I was in jail and she had boyfriends and, you know, and you going through the different changes. I wanted to know all that. I want to know all that so that I can properly diagnose the damage that I cause. I'm not saying or pointing at any other accusations of other things and entities that participated in the destruction of our communities and kids. That's a known fact. What I am bringing to the surface is that I'm accepting my responsibility in that act. I'm accepting responsibility for what I've done. And I come humbly to start a dialogue. That in turn, with consistency, established a relationship. And my relationship is beautiful with my kids. So that's, when you get involved in that aspect, it what it does is